Today we examine an unprecedented naval deployment that has the world watching. The same specialized unit that executed the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound is currently operating in Caribbean waters, just miles from Venezuelan shores. What does this massive military buildup signal for the region? An unprecedented show of force, the USS Gerald R. Ford. The world's most advanced aircraft carrier arrived in the Caribbean on November 16, 2025, joining more than a dozen warships already stationed in the region as part of what the Pentagon has designated Operation Southern Spear. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, there is currently enough firepower in the area to conduct immediate strikes on Venezuela, including roughly 185 Tomahawk missiles. Approximately 15,000 American troops are now deployed at sea and on land throughout the Caribbean, including in Puerto Rico, where U.S. F-35 stealth fighter jets have been conducting near-continuous operations. This represents about 8% of the entire U.S. global fleet of warships concentrated on this single mission. But it's not just conventional military assets. Reports indicate that the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, which flies missions for the Navy SEALs, Green Berets, and Delta Force, has deployed helicopters off the coast of Venezuela, and a special warfare support vessel is operating in the region. The political calculus. Behind the deployment on November 16, 2025, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced that the State Department would designate the Cartel de los Soles as a foreign terrorist organization, FTO, effective November 24, 2025. According to the State Department's designation, this cartel is allegedly headed by Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and other high-ranking regime officials. This designation carries significant legal implications. President Trump has been briefed multiple times on updated military options for Venezuela, including potential strikes on land targets, airstrikes on seaports, airports, and military facilities, drug trafficking routes, or even a more direct attempt involving special operations forces. On Wednesday, Trump acknowledged that he had authorized the CIA to conduct covert action in Venezuela and stated, "We are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control." When asked by reporters about his decision, Trump said he has sort of decided on a course of action, but couldn't reveal what it would be. From desert failure to maritime excellence, the birth of DEVGRU. To understand why this deployment matters, we need to go back to November 1979 when Iranian student radicals stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, taking 66 Americans hostage. President Jimmy Carter ordered a rescue attempt called Operation Eagle Claw, which proved to be a complicated disaster. Operation Eagle Claw was disastrous, leaving 12 casualties and 7 aircraft and helicopters destroyed or abandoned in Iran. This catastrophic failure exposed critical gaps in America's counterterrorism capabilities, particularly the need for a dedicated Naval Special Operations Unit. A Vietnam War veteran who had earned a Silver Star and 4 Bronze Stars, Marcinko was selected by Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Thomas B. Hayward as the first commanding officer of a new counterterrorism unit. Though the Navy had only 2 SEAL teams at the time, Marcinko named the unit SEAL Team 6 to confuse foreign intelligence, particularly the Soviet Union, into believing the United States had at least 3 other SEAL teams they were unaware of. Marcinko assembled the initial core of SEAL Team 6 by selecting SEALs from SEAL Team 2, who had undergone counterterrorism training. He commanded SEAL Team 6 for 3 years, from August 1980 to July 1983, an unusually long tenure for this type of command. The unit's mission was clear: create a full-time hostage rescue and counterterrorism force comparable to the Army's Delta Force, with worldwide maritime responsibilities. In 1987, SEAL Team 6 was officially reorganized and renamed the Naval Special Warfare Development Group, or DEVGRU, though it continues to be known informally as SEAL Team 6. This change emphasized the unit's evolving role in developing cutting-edge combat tactics and techniques. The selection process for DEVGRU remains one of the most demanding in the military. Candidates must already be qualified SEALs, meaning they've survived BUD-S training, which has an attrition rate exceeding 80%. But that's just the beginning. Those selected for Green Team, DEVGRU's assessment and selection course, face an additional 8 months of brutal training with a dropout rate exceeding 50%. The course covers advanced skills including close quarters combat, advanced parachuting, specialized driving techniques, lockpicking, advanced diving operations, and live fire scenarios with simulated hostages. Graduates are assigned to color-coded squadrons, red, blue, gold, and silver, each with approximately 50 operators and specific mission focuses. A case study in precision. On May 2, 2011, DEVGRU demonstrated exactly why they're considered the world's premier counterterrorism unit. After nearly a decade of searching for Osama bin Laden following the September 11th attacks, the CIA finally located him in a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. President Obama approved the raid, and Red Squadron of DEVGRU was selected for the mission. 24 SEALs, along with a Belgian Malinois military working dog named Cairo, and pilots from the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers, launched from Jalalabad, Afghanistan, aboard modified stealth Black Hawk helicopters. During the assault, one helicopter crashed in the compound due to unexpected aerodynamic conditions, but the team adapted instantly. The SEALs methodically cleared the compound, engaging defenders including bin Laden's courier and his son. Bin Laden himself was located on the third floor and was killed during the assault. The entire operation lasted just 38 minutes. The team collected valuable intelligence materials, secured non-combatants, destroyed the downed helicopter, and extracted without losing a single American life. Bin Laden's body was transported to the USS Carl Vinson and buried at sea within 24 hours, according to Islamic tradition. For this mission, DEVGRU received a Presidential Unit Citation, one of the highest honors a military unit can receive. The current strategic picture, fast forward to November 2025. A small group, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Dan Kane, briefed President Trump on Wednesday about military options for Venezuela. A larger national security team met with Trump in the Situation Room on Thursday, where they reviewed specific target options. The Trump administration has doubled the reward for Maduro's arrest to $50 million. Administration officials told lawmakers that the U.S. doesn't currently have a legal justification that would support attacks against land targets, though it's possible they could generate one. Experts at the International Crisis Group warn that while the military deployment is substantial, it's not nearly of the magnitude necessary to mount a full invasion. The ongoing strikes against alleged drug smuggling vessels have already killed 83 people since September, drawing mixed reactions in Puerto Rico and concern from legal experts about potential violations of international law. The designation of the Cartel de los Soles as an FTO theoretically provides the legal framework for targeting Maduro's assets and infrastructure. With DEVGRU operators in the region, specialized support vessels deployed, and the full might of a carrier strike group on station, the operational capability for a precision strike certainly exists. Yet several critical questions remain unanswered. Would removing Maduro create stability or chaos? Do the legal justifications truly exist? And perhaps most importantly, is this administration prepared for the long-term commitment and potential consequences of direct military intervention? Eric Farnsworth, senior associate at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, described the military buildup as unprecedented, stating, "I have been surprised by both the scale and the speed. It's the most significant buildup this century." As DEVGRU operators maintain their readiness in Caribbean waters, the same unit that successfully executed the most high-profile counterterrorism operation in modern history stands prepared for whatever decision the commander-in-chief makes. Their motto remains as relevant today as when Marcinko first established the unit. The only easy day was yesterday. Whether diplomacy or direct action lies ahead, one thing is certain. The world's most elite counterterrorism unit is positioned and ready. The question is no longer about capability, it's about intent.